Okay, so now we're going to start part 3 and method number 3. We're right on target. Now, method number 3 has quite a lot to it. Quite a lot to it. And in method number 3, we're going to be using the caged circle instead of the circle of fifths and fourths. But we're going to use them on the easy strings. So method 3, by string. Same string shape is located 2 strings up per caged position. I determined that with this chart here, and I just made a chart that says C string shape, 3, 4, 5 is the bottom string, and G is the second string in the C cage. This is the C cage. Okay, so we look at that, zoom in here. The C string shape is on string 1. This is in the C cage, and this is the C string shape. The C string shape is on string 3 on the A string shape. Okay, and then it's at string 5, and then it's a string 2, and then it's at string 4. So this isn't worried about the cage yet, it's just showing you what it is. So here's C string shape 3, 4, 5 on string 1. It's also on string 3 as we go around up the strings. So we've skipped a string, we skipped 2 and went to 3. It's also on string 5, like that, and then coming back down again, going around again, it's on string 2. That nail of mine wants to get that lower string. And then it's also on string 4 coming back up. Okay, so there's where the C string shapes are located, and they just repeat. If you have a really long guitar or whatever, it's just going to repeat from there, continue on. There'll be one on string 1, might be way down here. Okay, now let's look at it, where those locations were that I just did. What cages are those? Well, in the C cage, the C string shape is string 1 and string 6. Add 2 strings to the A string shape. Now we're going in caged. So the very next caged up, it's on string 3. Add 2 strings to that, takes you to and go to the next C string shape, and you're on G on string 5. Add 2 strings to that. Now remember one rule for adding strings: 6 and 1, string 6 and string 1 count as one string. So when we're on string 5 and we add 2 strings, we're on string 2, and that's string mathematics right here. String 1 plus string 2 is string 3. String 2 plus 2. So this is string 1 plus 2 strings is string 3. String 2 plus 2 strings is string 4. String 3 plus 2 strings, this is going up in the strings, is string 5. String 4 plus 2 strings is string 6. But now look at this. String 5 plus 2 strings is string 2, because strings 1 and 6 count as one string. String 6 plus 2 strings is string 3, because string 6 is string 1 in string shapes, so we're starting at 1 plus 2 is 3 there. So that's string math. So that's why when we add 2 to string 5, where the string shape is on the G shape, we get to the second string again. Add 2 to that, we get to the 4th. Add 2 to that, we get to the 1st and the 6th. So I've already figured this out for you, and it had a little bit of this in last time's lesson. Of course, 1 equals 1 and 6. Okay, so let's say the G cage. All right, of course, in the G cage, the G cage and the G string shape, the G string shape being 6, 7 root, is on string 1. Okay, and then in that G cage, the D string shape's 2. The A string shape's 3, the E string shape's 4, okay, and the C string shape's 5. So that method holds. So let's look at the A. In the A string shape, We have 5, 6 right here. So we got 5, 6. The E string shape is on string 2. The C string shape's on string 3. Start down there again. They're all the same as what I'm trying to show you. And then the G string shape, string 4. And then the D string shape, string 5. Just warp it up. And then back to A on string 1. So I've done the work for you, and let me tell you what it is so we don't get all confused. And this isn't as bad as it seems, but sometimes I just have to map it out, make sure, come up with these rules. It's going to be really easy. So this is how to find out what string, what cage you are in. If you're, say, jamming or something and you're doing an E shape here, and you're stuck, this sounds good, but where am I? I know that's the root, but what cage am I in? I want to do a chord. Okay, I want to do a chord. What cage am I in here? Okay. Method 1. String shape is on string 1 or 6. Cage is equal to the string shape. So let's say we're playing this right here. We're playing like, or if that's an E string shape, remember, what's E string shape? 7 root 2 of the key of R. No matter where you're at. Doesn't have to be in the key of C, but we're playing in the key of C. So if we're here doing an E string shape, that's the E cage. If I play a pentatonic scale, E is going to go to G, so it'll be root 7, 6. Going down a pentatonic scale, 6, 5. Okay, this is the A cage. So we have E, G, A. That's going up a pentatonic scale, so it's backwards. As you go down a string in cage string shapes, you're going up a pentatonic scale in cages. So where were we? So if you're playing that on the first or the 6th string, it's simply the cage you're playing in is simply equal to the string shape you're playing. So when you're playing this G string shape here, you simply play the D cage. If I play this thing down here, so I start on an E string shape, I go to a G, I go to an A string shape, I go to a C string shape, then I can play in the C cage. Okay, almost didn't get the bottom part. So you want to know what your pentatonic scales are. Okay, so that's the easiest one, right? The string shape is equal to the cage. Of course, you have to know the string shapes are the bottom and the top strings of the cages in the scale fragments of the diatonic scale. So it's not easy in that respect, but once you know that, it's the easiest one. Now, the string shape is on string 2. Okay, let's take a look at some string shape on string 2, such as 7 root 2, an E string shape on string 2. This employs method 2. Cage is equal to the string shape 4th. Okay, so according to our circle up here, if we're on E string shape, it's 4th, we're going to go this way. So it's the A string shape, you're in the A cage. Okay, that's all it's saying. So string shape is equal to the string shape 4th. So we're on the A cage there. Okay, we could try another one. So let's say we're on string 2 and we're doing this E string shape here. This C string shape. We just look at the chart. Sorry, we needed this chart for this, just for the 2nd string. And we go, we're in the C string shape. We're going to turn 1 counterclockwise and we get to its diminished 4th. We're in the E cage. Okay. So that it works for anything that's on the second string. You're just going to take the